In this presentation, we will be assessing people's information needs. This is necessary to aid people or organizations when making crucial decisions that will affect their futures. Creating an information system will help clarify information so they can therefore make the right decision. In order to assess the information needs of an organization or an individual, we need to first identify key issues. Then, we need to list the information needs or the factors that will affect the final decision. After determining these, we will need to create a taxonomy, which is the matrix of data that will help us to analyze it. We then need to prioritize the information items that will allow us to finally develop a plan that addresses our issues in the order of their priority. To demonstrate how to conduct a needs assessment, we provided an example of a Georgetown senior and the decisions they will need to make in the future. For this student, the decisions that will need to be made before starting their job are finding an apartment to live in, summer locations to travel, and when to start their job. To assess the needs of a client, we then asked to list the 4 factors that would make a difference in the overall decision. On this slide, we see the results of this question. For example, on the question of what apartment to live in, the factors affecting this decision include the cost of rent, the location of the apartment, if the person will have a roommate, and if so, what are the needs and preferences of this roommate, and finally, the size of the apartment. After listing the 4 factors, we then asked them to rank the factors on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most important priority and 1 being the least. An expert was also asked to look at these factors and rank them. Before creating the taxonomy, we were able to combine several of the factors into general categories, which will make the decision easier, and the expert and the decision maker will now rank them. This simplifies the needs assessment and gives clearer results. Shown on this slide are the general categories that were created for the taxonomy. Here we see the taxonomy chart of all the factors within the 3 questions rated by both the decision maker and the expert. These factors were then averaged and the range was calculated. This way, we see which of the factors are the top priorities when making a decision on all 3 of these questions. For example, the decision maker gave cost savings a rate of 8, 6, and 6 for questions 1, 2, and 3 respectively, and the expert gave cost savings a rating of 7, 7, and 6. This was averaged to 6.67 with a range of 2. After calculating the averages of the 7 different factors, we are then able to prioritize them. We do this by placing each factor in one of 4 categories: essential, rapid collection, periodic collection, and low priority. As you can see on the slide, cost savings was categorized as essential, location, additional people, time spent, and when lease starts were categorized as rapid collection, and size and other tasks were categorized in periodic collection. No factor qualified as a low priority. What this means is cost savings has been determined as essential in the decision, while the factors of rapid collection require information to be gathered on a regular basis, and the factors in periodic collection only need information gathered on them from time to time. This allows the decision maker to see what matters for them when making a final decision. Needs assessment calculations can be very beneficial when an individual or an organization needs to make serious influential decisions. This allows clients to quantify information importance, which allows them to take a step forward in their decision process. However, there are some weaknesses to needs assessment. The process can be time-consuming and therefore should not be done when considering smaller issues. Finally, multiple decision makers can contradict each other, which will result in an unreliable information. This has been a presentation on needs assessment. Thank you for listening.